So what's up, everyone? It is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the new patrickta Major Dimensions Volume 2 eyeshadow palette. So this is the rose version. I have been dying to get my hands on. Like, as soon as I saw this was coming out, I was like, yes, it needs to come in store the day that it comes on Sephora, that way I could pick it up. But unfortunately, they said you couldn't come get it to the 8th. I was talking to Babs Beauty here on YouTube, and she was talking about how she was gonna get it too. So I'm like, well, Stephanie, did they let you come and get the store and get it? And she was like, no, they told her the 8th. And my store, when you go click on it online on the Sephora app, it says you can't even get it in store. So I was just like, oh well, I'll just order it the day it comes out. And it came Thursday, but it was my first time actually getting to show it to y'all today. So this is what she looks like on the inside, and it is simply stunning. I'm so excited because if you all remember when I did a I want to see more things, I want to see this from my favorite brands or whatever video, I said I want to see a mauve version of this palette, and he came through like I was hoping. So I have the burgundy eyeliner as well. The only thing is my eyeliner showed up broken, so I'm not feeling that too much. Mine is broken, but I still give you a little swatch of what it looks like. I'm wearing some patrickta stuff now, so I have on his the new lip gloss. He came out in the shade 2CCs. I know Babs Beauty just got this during the sale, but I bought it when it initially launched. I bought that shade, and I bought the superficial one, the beigeish tone shade. I have a Mented Beauty lipstick on underneath it though, just to give it some more color to the lips. But this is what the burgundy shade looks like. So it's, to me, it doesn't look that burgundy, but maybe when I put it on the eyes, it'll be more burgundy then. Of course, y'all know I have the original one here with me, so we're gonna compare both of those along with some other things. I have the patrickta lip liner on now, but I feel like you can't tell that I have a lip liner on. See, I feel like it just blends away. The shade isn't deep enough in my personal opinion for some of my skin tones, so it's like, that's why I didn't originally buy it when it first came out, because I didn't feel like it was gonna work for someone that looks like me. And apparently I was right, because where do you see the lip liner? Because I don't see it at all. So I need him to make some darker lip liners. I know he has a wine colored one that I bought in my second order. Sorry, my third order. So hopefully it will work better, but this one is not doing it at all. And since brown girls usually use a brown lip liner, I'm gonna need Patrick to make one that's actually darker. Stop playing with me and using this Charlotte Tilbury looking liner. So these are the two palettes here side by side. A lot of people said they look really similar. I can understand you feeling like they look similar because of the same pattern that he set up, and the fact that the mattes look somewhat similar in tone. But I can tell you, just looking at them up close, they are different. This one has more reddish brown and like neutrally beigeish tones, whereas this one has more of my mauvey rose tone shades, which is what I prefer. So I'm obviously probably gonna be more biased and just prefer this one better. Plus I like the packaging of this better. Like, look at the little rim he gave it or whatever. It kind of reminds me of my McGrath one I'm about to show you now, the Divine Rose 2 Artistry palette. I mean, I know the colors don't, like, but the packaging does. See what I'm saying? Like, this packaging is rose gold, and this one is rose gold. It has my little disgusting fingers all over it, but that's okay. It doesn't affect the formula of the shadows, hope, as we know. So here's what the Divine Rose 2 looks like up against this palette. I just bought all my rose palettes with me for the most part. I have like quite a few, but you have to think, like, if this is my favorite everyday mauve, my everyday color story, I would have a lot of mauve tone palettes. Then I have the original Divine Rose palette, which everybody thinks is a boring palette. But if you like tones like this for everyday, then it's not a boring palette to you. And then it has this fun pop of color right here. But here's what it looks like beside this one. So I didn't bring you Utopian Dreams because I felt like they had the purples in it and the corals, and you know, since this is supposed to be a rose tone palette, obviously it didn't make sense. The last one I have, which I don't think is this close, really that close with it all, but I figured I'd show you, and it was the Melt Sheets and Parties. So here's Melt Sheets and Parties alongside of it. That's what both of them look like. So now I'm going to go ahead and go off camera, get one eye done. Let me zoom you on in so when I come back, when I'll do that, and then I will come back and we can, you know, do the eye look together and see how these shimmers perform. Because these are looking better than the original ones. The original ones look kind of flaky and were kind of flaky. If you all remember, I told you they were like really flaky, sparkly shades, and it was that one weird sequin shade. So thank goodness he didn't give us that again. But I'm gonna go off camera, get this one eye done, and then I will return and we can talk about our thoughts. Okay, so here is the look with the patrickta palette that we're gonna recreate. So I took the darkest cream and popped that all over the lid, over the Kristen Dominique new eye base I did in the video for Wednesday, which was her The Moment collection. We're just gonna do the same thing with this and just pop it all over the lid, this nice little synthetic part. And then we're gonna set it with that we're gonna set the majority of it with the darker mattes, and then we'll move into some lighter mattes and some shimmers. As you can see by the eye look I did. So, as you, the cream is creamy, blendable, and quite pigmented, so I'm really liking that. As you can see, it's just a little bit darker than my skin tone, so it's not giving too much depth for some of my skin tone. I feel like if you're medium or lighter, it'll do more depth for you, but for me, it's just not giving the way it's giving, you know, for other people. That's okay. Let me see. I'm gonna take the darkest brown shade to start working my outer V, because we all know I live for a dark, deep brown outer V. Well, not brown, but you know, I live for a dark outer V. It's usually not brown, but it's giving a decent amount of depth, so I'm liking. I mean, I'd prefer to be a tad bit darker, but you know, I can work with this because, you know, you see I built it up over here and we got a nice little green and gold, so you can build it up. Not a whole lot, but you know, you can build it up and still be able to have some depth in the outer V as opposed to none. So I can appreciate that. So we're just gonna use this shade on the outer V here and literally nowhere else. Because I want to use some of the other mattes in the crease and other places. So I do take this matte on the lower lash line though, but I'll do that once we get to the lower lash line. We just stay at the top for now. So next I'm gonna take the shade that's next to it, then more orangey, reddish shade, and dust that into the crease. And to me, it blends pretty close to the other shade. I don't see that much difference in the tones of them. I put them on the eye versus seeing them in the pan, so I thought that was interesting. But see, I don't feel like I see that much depth and difference in the crease versus the outer V. Maybe it's just me, and let me know down below if you see a difference. I don't really see a big enough difference. Then I take the shade next to that one, the more mauve-ish pink tone shade, because these are my different types of tones, and just dust them on top to airbrush everything out. Plus I want a little more brightness toward the top, since all the shimmers I use on the lid were pretty dark as well, so I was like, let's get some brightness going on here. So let me dust that. I want to do a light look tomorrow with the light, light cream, and see if I can get this mauve shade that I just dusted over the top to be like more of a lid shade. See how that goes. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow if I have time. I don't know if I will have time or not though, because where's the brush I dusted over everything with? Because I'm not sitting on it again. No, here it is. Okay, but yeah, so I don't know if I have time because I have to shoot the Milani video tomorrow, and I have to do a wear test on the haul that I just shot for y'all. You haven't seen it yet, but you know, you'll see it sometime next week. I'm gonna try to get part 1 and part 2 pretty close together, and I just ordered part 2, so part 1 will probably be one of the videos over next weekend, and then part 2 will be, you know, new one. Now I'm gonna take the darkest shimmer shade here, the dark satin shade, and start putting on a layer here. Now to me this is a gorgeous shade. Like when I saw this shade in the palette, I was like, yes. The only thing is I'm not a huge fan of it because it's satin, so I'm just kind of like, the satin shade, that's nice, but I don't know, I prefer this glittery shimmery shade, so I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, that's cute about this shade, but it's like, what about the other shades? Because since it's satin, it's not, you know, giving much pop as the sparkly ones are. So I'm just taking the red shade literally next to it, and then the more glittery one, and just dusting it over the front of the eye. So that's where the deep sparkly color is coming from. Since the other shade is satin. So on this eye, I feel like since I did the first look with the same brush and just flipped it over, I forgot which side I flipped it on, I feel like it has shimmer all over lid on this eye, whereas with this eye, I don't feel like there's shimmer all over lid. I feel like it's just in the front and it's not in the back. So I might just end up having to put it all over on both sides. Yeah, because on this side, I can definitely see it everywhere. So I'll just rub a little bit toward the back here. I didn't add any extra. Whatever's on the brush is what's going to go, and now they can be even, because I still have to take pictures and can't have one like really shimmery and crazy and not, you know, the other one not matching the shimmery and craziness of it, because it'll look weird in the pictures. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the lower lash line. So I took the burgundy eyeliner. I told y'all mine broke, so it was hard for me to like smudge it down there because a little small piece it broke off. But you know, I just did what I could, and that's what I'm doing now. So see, like the whole thing literally, I don't know if y'all can see, but the whole thing like literally popped out, and it's just sitting. Yeah, that's it right there, broken off, just sitting there. So I'm trying to get my money's worth though, because this thing is $26. So what we're not gonna do is not use it. That's not happening. So the little broken part is what I'm gonna use until it gets better. Smush it right back on top here. I'm not playing. I'm so serious. $26? No. We're using it. We're using all of it. I'm gonna do this part off camera because it's broken. I'm not wasting this $26 eyeliner. Because I have made like 3 or 4 orders once before. I forgot to order the one side bronzer and blush sets early in the week. So Collab one without a stock, so I had to get the red shade just so I can give y'all a review on that. So excuse my lower lash line looks a mess, y'all know, and I've told y'all a couple of times at the beginning of the video and now that the color is broken. So I'm gonna take the darker shade and that's it. I got to smudge the lower lash line to get some depth to it. You know, since it's broken and I don't want to have a whole chunky lower lash line situation, so I'm just trying to make it work as best I can. That's what I got going on. And not have like too chunky or cakey looking lower lash line. Okay. Brush. Take that one and dust underneath here because it feels really cakey underneath there, but again, probably because so much of the pencil rubbed underneath my eye because it was so thick because it broke off. And I used it anyway, so my lower lash line just feels really cakey. Let's go to the inner corner shades. So I combined these two shimmers here. No, sorry, these two shimmers here in the inner corner. So we literally just went down each row to put on the lid, and now we're gonna put these two in the inner corner. So I didn't use, of course, the two light shades when it came to the mattes and the one light shimmer. So and look at that sparkly inner corner, like look at that. I'm living for the inner corner shade. It's everything. Thank you, and thank you. So I use that shade, and then I use the other shade in front of it. Get even more pizzazz and sparkle to it. So, and I'll do my liner and lashes. Not lashes, use my liner and my mascara off camera. But let's talk about this palette as a whole. So, I expect this to be deeper than it was. I'm kind of feeling like I'm not getting enough depth with this palette. I mean, the outer V looks okay, but I don't know. I just want, like I said, I wanted it to be a tad bit darker. So the fact that it's not, I'm just like, eh. And then I really do like the shimmers though. Like they are what's selling it for me. And then the mattes are really nice too. So overall, I like it. I can't say I'm in love with it though, because I mean, the shimmers are a million times better than the first palette. I will definitely say that. And the mattes are really good. It's just, I don't know. I feel like they're not giving enough like depth to them to where they're doing enough for me. Maybe I need a darker cream. Maybe I need a darker matte. I don't know what I need, but it's like, it's not, to me, it's not giving the depth that I want. Everything else is fine. It's just, it's the depth. So it's like, if you want more depth, like I want more depth, I don't know that you necessarily need this palette, girl, because it's not bringing enough depth. If you're like Karen shade or Team the Fancy Fancy shade, then maybe that'll be enough depth for you. But for me personally, it's not enough depth. And we see I got some melanin going on, so just keep that in mind. If you have melanin like I do, you might not think there's enough depth in this palette when it comes to your outer V. If you're fine with more mid-tone or just a slightly darker outer V with not as much depth and dimension like I like, then you should be fine with the palette because everything else about it is fine. I'm just not liking the fact that the darkest shade to me isn't like dark enough for my personal preference. But that's, like I just said, a personal preference, so that's up to you. The eyeliner is really creamy and wonderful, just like I thought. I feel like it gave a nice color, and I feel like if I pair this palette with the She's and Parties palette, I like it better, because as you can see, it has this quite deep shade right here, and I feel like will work really better for me. And then I like these two shades right here, is like inner corner shades, and then I can use all those glittery shades all over the lid and make a nice little eye look. So I'm gonna look at this as more as like a companion palette, and I hate to say that because it's like $68 for a companion palette. It just sounds outrageous, but with the depth it's giving me, which I feel like is not enough, it's not gonna be a palette I'm just reach for on its own, unless I gotta rush out the door quick and I'm not trying to, like, you know, do too much. And we know me, I'm always trying to do too much, so I mean, it's not gonna be enough. But those are my thoughts. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.